Hey, Lori, it's so good to see you again. Welcome to episode 6 of the United States of Us. We had such a great episode last week with the reading that Lori did, so we decided that we're going to continue with that format as long as it feels correct for us. So, with that said, I'd love to welcome Lori and hear what she has to say.
All right. Yes. Hi, Tammy. Great to see you. Yes. Okay. So I found, it found me another beautiful message from Zachary Fisher. He's the one that started the Way of Being Foundation. And so I've been following his messages for a while now. So I'd love to read this piece. It's called Christ Consciousness is an Inner Awakening, Not an External Event. Most people were taught to look up, to search the skies, to wait for something outside of them to arrive. But what we're feeling right now isn't coming from out there, it's rising from within. Christ consciousness isn't a place, it's a state of being. It's not just spiritual, it's biological, energetic, even neurological. Your brain was designed for unity. The left side, logic, analysis, survival. The right side, creativity, intuition, connection. In a natural state, these two don't compete, they work together. That's what wholeness feels like. But somewhere along the way, that harmony was disrupted through trauma, fear, conditioning, and generations of survival based living. The bridge between the two began to weaken. The mind split, the heart quieted, and we were pushed deeper into overthinking, reacting, competing, always calculating, rarely feeling. A divided mind is easier to control. That's not a conspiracy, it's just observable truth. When you're disconnected from yourself, you look outward for direction, validation, and identity. You forget your own signal. But something is shifting now, and you can feel it. There's a pressure building, not from the outside, but from within your own system. Old patterns don't fit. Overthinking feels exhausting. You're craving something deeper, something real. That's not confusion, that's reconnection. The bridge is coming back online. What people call Christ consciousness is simply this: the moment your mind and heart stop working against each other and start moving as one. Logic begins to serve love, intuition sharpens, presence deepens. You stop surviving and start actually living. This is why everything feels so intense right now. The old world was built on fragmentation. The new one requires coherence. And that shift doesn't happen out there, it happens inside each of us first. Christ wasn't here to create a religion, he demonstrated a state, a way of being fully integrated, fully present, fully aligned. That same potential has always been in you. You're not waiting for the return. You are the return. And whether you realize it or not, it's already happening.
Wow. Wow, that really, really resonates with me. I have been telling.
I can't hear you.
Is that better?
Yes,
Okay, sorry about that.
that's okay.
I have been telling people for literally the last several months that I feel like I'm caterpillar goo. Um, like I don't, I'm not the caterpillar, but I'm not yet the butterfly. I'm in the goo. And I don't know what the butterfly is supposed to look like. And for me, as a bit of a type A personality who makes a decision and then marches confidently toward it, this is a new state of being for me. practicing the art of being over the art of doing is a challenge. It's a stretch for me. And so I completely feel every word that you just read about knowing something is coming, knowing something bigger is coming, and feeling unsure of who I'm supposed to be, where I'm supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be in order to meet this thing that's coming and function effectively and efficiently and with a heart of service inside it.
Yes. And I feel it too, Tammy. I've been feeling it for some time. I know for me, I really started kind of awakening, is what I'm going to call it. And I know I've mentioned before about my dad passing away in November of 2019, then COVID hitting, then going down so many dark, deep rabbit holes, finding my way. I found the Q path, is what I call it, for my awakening, which anyone who's gone down that path knows that it's dark and there's a lot of corruption, a lot of ugly things that have happened, and that are still continuing to happen based on what is being reported to us and what we're seeing. Um, Now, is all of it true? I don't know. I don't know if all that mess is true. I mean, it's another way of telling us all of these things to keep us in fear. So I can't say if it's true. Now, do I believe humanity has the potential to do a lot of dark things? Yes. Have I had some of my own experiences? Yes, I have. Is the pedophilia real that's out there? Yes, that is absolutely real. And we don't consent to that. Are the wars real? Do we see the wars? Yes, we know that people are being hurt with the wars. Our cabal bankers, fighting for the almighty dollar that none of us signed up for in the first place. This world has all the abundance each and every one of us lives, but someone decided that no, you must pay for it. You must pay with your energy, with your service to whatever jobs we have, and giving ourselves away in that capacity. And I can just speak for myself that I was not ever fulfilled. I did not feel fulfilled living that life. Now, I did it because that's what I knew. It's what I was programmed to do. I mean, it's what our parents were programmed to do. That's what they taught us. That's what everything that we see has taught us to do. But I'm finding my way through that. Since 2020, I've made many lifestyle changes. And let me tell you, I love all of the memories that I have. I love them all. I had so much fun, so many good friends, so many good times, so much laughter, so many funny stories. I mean, they're all there, and that's part of who I am and why I am who I am today. And I'm forever grateful for that. Some of them weren't so fun. Some of them were other types of lessons. I'm not proud of some of those decisions, but I did them and it's who I am. And I've had to go back and take a really long, hard look at myself, Tammy, look in that mirror and admit I have created all of that for myself. I'm who I am because of all of my decisions I've made. Now, did I consciously make them all? I can't say that I did because the programming was there. And, keeping up with whoever, the big houses, the cars, all the TVs. I mean, we even have one in our bedroom closet. I mean, I'm not going to say we're not there. We are. We are. I mean, I walk in and the news is on or Sports Center, whatever my husband's watching to catch himself up on in the morning, sometimes the Weather Channel. But yes. Yes. So through that awakening, I found myself leaving behind a lot of things, but I really tapped back into just connecting with myself and my own intuition and the guidance that I receive. And it's quiet in there. And for me to find it, I had to get quiet. I had to take a lot of time and just sit with myself and find out who I was underneath everything and look at those memories that were very difficult to look at and cry myself through them and hold that inner child that was inside of me. And
Yeah.
I've done a lot of that work. I can't say I'm completely there, but I'm working on it. And so I know you and I are here just talking about it, about our experiences, because we're not alone. Others have had similar experiences and they're looking for community. And our community, I know for me, with starting to walking in a path of authenticity and being who I am and true to myself, is I'm magnetizing the people to me. And I love my life today. I love it. It's not perfect. I mean, we're here for the human experience.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I was thinking about what you said about loving the experiences that you've had that gets us to this point. And good grief, Lori, like you and I met
I was
40 years
19.
ago.
Well, it was about 35 years ago.
Okay. All right.
I was
You know,
19. Yeah.
okay. All right. I'm gonna trust your math on that. I like that a little better.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but I was just thinking, like, we were babies.
Yeah.
I had just moved to Memphis. I was young. I was 21. I was single and just finding my way. And, we were crazy and wild and just insane. We were kids. We were
Yeah.
kids doing what kids do. And, I wasn't sober when you and I met, so we had plenty of memories.
Well,
Well, you might have plenty of those memories. I tended to black out mostly when I drank, so I'll let you share the memories that we have. But I was just thinking, we have a mutual friend, Denise, that was also a college roommate of mine. And Denise and I have had this discussion so many times that we are so grateful that cell phone cameras did not exist
mhm,
when we were young,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because it would be so bad. Like, being from a small town in Mississippi, I feel like my dad knew everything that I was doing before I even did it anyway. But can you imagine if they had had the technology of cell phones and the cameras, the proof of everything then? Oh my gosh, no, not at all.
No, I
No,
can't.
thank
But yet our young ones are, the ones today, they're experiencing that now. So yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, I can't even imagine what my kid went through because I was, again, type A in one area of my life is type A in every area of my life. So, I was just thinking about how different our lives are today than the way that they were when we started out, and just all the paths that we've woven in and out of each other's lives over that amount of time. You got married and had a baby, and I got married and had a baby, and we went different directions career-wise, and we still stayed in touch throughout the years. We may not have been as close right now as we are in this phase of our lives, but we never quite lost touch with each other. There wasn't a time when we didn't know where the other one was or what was, happening at a high level in each other's lives. And like you, I feel like my awakening started during COVID, honestly. That was when I began exploring energy medicine. And because I worked for a hospital then, it was very clear to me that we were missing something in our healthcare system. Like something was missing. There has to be a better way to heal people. There has to be a better way than just maintaining illnesses. with pharmacology. And there has to be another component that maybe Western physicians are not taught. And if they are taught, they're not retaining it or they're not utilizing it in their practice. And so, like you, I went down several rabbit holes and learned that, medical schools are primarily funded by pharmaceutical companies, which makes perfect sense when you think about it. And so, that sort of started me on my path. I won't say I was in the goo then because I was still probably type A enough to push, just keep pushing myself and keep doing what had worked for me for so long before. So, I've probably reinvented myself at least 10 times since COVID and reinvented the person that I think I am, the person that I want to be, the career that I want to have, the ways that I want to serve people. All of those things have been turned upside down and looked at and viewed and considered from every possible angle since then. And today, I'm in the goo. Like, I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know. And you and I both have recently gone through this leadership training program. It's a personal growth type of deal. And honestly, I was having a discussion earlier today, as a matter of fact, with someone around that, I'm just tired of feeling uncomfortable. I want to go back to the place of not knowing. Just, I want to be naive enough to not know what I don't know again and just be blissfully ignorant. And that's not possible. And so, and it's okay. And I know I'm not going to be uncomfortable forever. But sometimes just that innocence of the past when you really weren't aware of all the bad things and and just how good everything could be. There is some perverse comfort, it feels like, in that state. Granted, it never worked for me in my past. I couldn't stay there even when I was blissfully ignorant. So it's not like I could go back there now and be happy. But it's interesting just to see the layers that get peeled off and to hear someone else put into words something big is coming. I know you feel it. I feel it too. That's a big deal right now for me.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, Tammy, that we're actually, I think you followed this, but the Walk for Peace with the monks that made their
Yes.
way across the United States and how beautiful that following became, how many people, started following them and Aloka the dog and, everything that happened there and just following that journey. And I think many of us, we do walk in peace. We
Mhm.
walk in peace every day with our presence and our choices that we make. I've referenced a book that I've received recently at the retreat. I think I said February on our last podcast, but it was actually early March that I went to the retreat. And it was called Holy Moments. And really, we do have a choice in all of our moments. Are we coming from a place of abundance, a place of love, a place of peace? Or are we coming from a place of fear, of lack, of scarcity, of yeah, just really the fear that's there. And when we pause and we bring ourselves back to center and we're just in the moment of right now and we look around, is there anything really to fear in this moment? I know normally I look, and yes, there might be times that, we could get chased, I don't know, by a squirrel or a dog or something. And yes, I mean, maybe you should be fearful of that and run and go take cover, whatever that looks like. There's situations to where instinctually fear is appropriate. But the fear I'm talking about is fearing the future of the unknown when everything that we do is creating our future. All of the things that we do. It's not just our actions of what we put out, it's everything we take in. And I've mentioned this before, everything we read, we watch, we eat, we drink, the company we keep, you may think, oh, everything's fine. I'm the one helping all of these people and they're all sick and, and whatever that looks like. But you're still exchanging energy and yes, maybe it's appropriate to be in that environment and be with those people, but just understand that we are the company we keep. I mean, there is truth to that. And I have all kinds of different friends, and I love all of my friends, and I am so grateful for all of them. I may not be in, contact with them like you and I, how we've kind of come in and out of each other's lives. And right now we're really connected and we're very aligned. And I mean, I see that staying for quite foreseeable future. But for others, it falls away and it's okay. It's absolutely okay because I truly believe everyone is right where they're meant to be based on who they are and the choices they've made. And we all get the opportunity to put good in this world, to send love in this world, and to show the path of peace, just to connect and be kind to each other. Everyone's got all of this going on in their heads. People are overthinking. Nobody's worried about me. I don't need to be worrying about what they're thinking. They've got everything else going on that they're worrying about. All I
Right.
need to do is just be me. And so that's what I'm choosing to do these days, Tammy. And it took me a while to get there. It wasn't overnight. It was a lot of deep spiritual work, releasing the trauma that was held in this body. My body has taken such good care of me holding it. But my soul finally, back in 2020, late 2020, when I started getting the really loud voice telling me, if you don't make changes, you're not going to be here. And I had the choice then, am I going to listen to that? Am I going to invest in myself and be here and be the best version of me that I can be? Or am I just going to continue on this path and just slowly kill myself with these pharmaceuticals that, they're oil-based pharmaceuticals, chemically made. They're not from Mother Earth. They're poison for our body. But yet, this society has taught us that just take another pill, mask that symptom, when in fact, I mean, it's possibly your soul sending signals through your body just to get your attention.
Right.
And like I've
Absolutely.
said, yeah, once we get in there and uncover what that root cause is and get that understanding and let it go and release it, and you feel a little bit lighter. And it's in
Yeah.
layers. Yeah.
I didn't get to share this with you before we started recording, but I wanted to share it now. So, you and I did a QHHT session a couple of months ago, and
Mhm.
it's not a secret that I wear hearing aids. I've suffered a significant amount of hearing loss. And so, one of the things that I asked my higher self was, can my hearing be restored? And at the time, the answer was no, or not yet, something like that. And so I've just been going about my day. I take my hearing aids out at night when I sleep. And so I usually don't hear anything that happens during the night. Like if one of the animals gets up or, has an issue, I don't hear it. Hope has to get up with that. Well, last night, the cat was downstairs and we were 2 floors up in our bedroom, and the cat started crying, yelling at something. And I could hear it like it was right next to me. And I was like, that's new. And so it was new enough for me to acknowledge that I could hear that. And it's not, like I can't take them out and hear everything right now, but that was enough to make me realize I heard that. Wow, how interesting. So I just thought you would like to know that. And then
Yes.
along the lines of what you were talking about just being peace and walking in peace. The monks actually walked through Chunky, Mississippi, where I'm from. They did, as a matter of fact. My dad, Cleve, actually was aware of all of that, which was great. It was so great talking to him about that. Um, but one of my declarations over the last couple of days, I do a morning declaration and an evening debrief to sort of set the tone around my meditation and starting my day and ending my day. And so one of my declarations has been around ease and flow, that I'm going to create ease and flow in my life. And we're getting ready to close on our house here tomorrow, which is a little anxiety driven for me because I don't know how everything is supposed to work, and my safety zone is knowing how everything works. So, yesterday we've been buying furniture off of Marketplace here, and we have to go and see the furniture and pay for the furniture and typically negotiate or whatever, communicate. And sometimes it's in Spanish, which we don't know very well yet.
Mhm.
So yesterday, I was able to organize and coordinate three different pieces of furniture from three different sellers with one courier to go and pick up all three pieces and have them delivered to our house on Friday in a van that he has that's big enough to do that. And that just felt like everything just fell right into place where it was supposed to, when it was supposed to, and it was done. And I was like, okay, ease and flow. I love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for ease and flow. This
Yes.
morning, we got a text saying something's, there's going to be an extra fee to do it this way, blah, 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 blah. And and I'm like, okay, I need for the attorney to communicate with the realtor to communicate with the banker, and I need to be out of the middle of it because I'm the only one in this loop that doesn't speak Spanish. So I just sent a text to all of them and I said, we're fine with however you want to do it. Just communicate with each other and let us know what's happening.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves.
And boom, it was done. They all did, and it was handled. And I was like, okay, ease and flow. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see that you get to choose that even when things feel uncomfortable, even when you're in the unknown, even when you're in the goo and you don't know what the butterfly is supposed to look like or is going to look like, you can rely on trust if you're willing to do it. And I think that's what I'm getting from the last couple of days.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, flow, that's so beautiful, Tammy, that you're recognizing that you're choosing that, and then you're recognizing within yourself, allowing it to happen
Yes.
instead of just trying to force it into, based on your past experience, how that should look for you. And I know you're the type you in the past you have liked to be in control and know exactly how everything is going to line up and look. But you don't have to. And when you don't, and you just allow the universe to provide for you, it will. And it does.
It
But we kind of have
absolutely
to get out
does.
of the way.
And again, that's what we learned in this personal growth program is that a lot of the way that we respond to things in our environment are, like you said, they're programmed responses and they're subconscious and they're unconscious, and we don't even know we're doing it. And they are the very things that keep us blocked from abundance, from love, from connection, from presence with the people that we love. So
Yeah.
really mm, eye-opening for me.
Yeah, the leadership training, wow, Tammy, that found me at the exact time that I was ready for it.
Yeah.
It sure did. I mentioned, I think once before that I was actually getting some sunshine the prior day. I was looking up at the sun, just so grateful for all that beautiful energy I was receiving, the warmth, the just beautiful day. And I realized, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm ready to move forward. I know I'm not fully healed, but I'm finally ready to move forward and step into a service role. And little did I know that that leadership, I call it a leadership and life transformational program because it's
Right.
life changing too. What people witnessing not only my own transformation through that being, I had already done a couple of years of massive healing. I
Right.
still went to such a deeper level through that program, left so much behind me, and really found myself releasing the past. And now it feels more like memories
Yeah.
than what's defining my decisions or making me fearful of what might be coming from the future, when really my future self is based on what I'm doing right now.
It absolutely is.
And I also am finding myself, this is really cool. I'm finding myself going back and not only, you know, loving and holding my inner child who went through so much, living in an alcoholic home and, the various sexual trauma, abuse that I experienced from multiple men, different things that it feels more like a memory now because I don't have to let that rule my life and define who I am.
Right.
Because underneath it all, I'm really just that little girl who just wants just to love people. And so that's who I am today, and that's what I'm getting to do. And I really am loving my life and the people around me. I know after I went and had my first quantum healing hypnosis session back in February of 23. And it's like I was being pushed to make a change. It's like, okay, it's now. You need to make a change now. And these crazy messages were coming through. And it was like, oh, you're going to have to relocate. You're going to have to set up, your practice here. And you're going to have to do. And I'm going, what is all this? Why is all this happening? And then I finally sat down with my husband and told him what was happening. That's why all of those thoughts. I was being pushed so hard to do these things because either you're going to make a change, you're going to go, it's basically almost going to be like you're running again, is the way it felt.
Mhm.
Because if I ended up leaving, David was going to stay here. I don't know that we would have still been together. And
Right.
I think I would have just ended up in another loop. But instead, I decided, no, I'm just going to be honest with my husband. I'm going to tell him about, some things I had been holding from my past that I had not been honest with him on. That came later. But then tell him what was happening, that I was feeling pushed to be this quantum healing hypnosis practitioner. And I couldn't even explain it. I've been in banking and, you know, construction and all commercial consumer lending for 30 years. I'm going, what?
Corporate girl.
Wait a minute. But I don't understand what's happening. But then I had to take a leap of faith. And I ended up quitting my corporate job in June of 23, started down the path. I blew through my level one training. I was like, yes, I only missed one question. It was the easiest question, and I missed it because that's what I end up doing. And started the level two training. Something was said that made me pause. And I went, oh my gosh, I'm not healed. And so I had to start down my own journey of healing. And I did. And it took me a couple of years
Yeah.
just to sit and allow and just to be still and just to regulate my nervous system and, start freeing that excess energy in my chakras and just reconnect with Mother Earth and ground because we can go outside and ground and release excess energy that way. We're not taught that. No, put on
Right.
those rubber shoes. Put on those rubber shoes. Put on those really pretty shoes and just walk around, the ones that are deforming your feet because our toes are
Right.
meant to be kind of spread because, gripping rocks and gripping, walking and what have you. So these days when I'm at home, I'm not going to have shoes on. It's just what I do. And I walk around, in the yard and I love it. And I feel so connected and just in such a calmer state today. But again, it was work to get here. And I
Right,
do it all again, do it all again.
right, absolutely. Like you said, I feel like I've been, well, I have. I've reinvented myself multiple times throughout my lifetime, and this leadership training program did for me in 4 months what 40 years of therapy and 30 years of recovery hasn't been able to do yet.
Yeah,
And like you said, it was very intense, and I was able to shed so much more than I even realized I was carrying, honestly.
yeah,
Um, and learning to be connected to the earth, to the air, to the water, and especially in a place where nothing around you is familiar can be a little disorienting. And yet, I'm so proud of both my wife and me for choosing this stretch. I don't, I might have done it slightly differently. Like I might have started learning Spanish earlier had I known,
yeah. I
had I
sent you
really had any idea. But I also believe that everything happens for us and for our highest and best. And I believe that we're in the place where we get to learn a new culture and we get to learn a new language. And as humbling as it is, sometimes it is totally worth it. And like you, I adore our life. Um, I would have never imagined this 10 years ago, and yet we're buying a home here tomorrow. And we're about to start nesting in our own place for the first time in over 2 years again. And it feels amazing and so exciting. And I am very grateful for all of the opportunities. I'm very grateful for the growth. And I'm very grateful that you and I have woven our way back into each other's path again. And I felt that. I know that you've said that before. You've said it on here, but I felt that day that I called you being led to you, and like you just kept coming up in my mind. And that was the whole reason. You were ready. You were ready for something. You had been praying for something to come along. And that was just the way it was supposed to be. And I love that about the universe and God and whoever you choose to worship to or pray to. I love how everything is in divine timing and connection if you're open to it. And that feels really beautiful. And I was thinking about someone else commented last week on our podcast that we need to have a merch slogan called "We do not consent to this fuckery."
yeah. Our friend Jamie. Yes, yes. Which we
And
need
so
to have him
you
on
know that
sometime.
I'm totally on board with that. So whenever you're ready,
All
uh,
right, we'll do it.
we will definitely start that. There is a jumping spider behind my laptop, so if you see me scream and run, just know that's what's happening.
He's just letting you know you're right where you're supposed to be, and he's dancing with you. You don't
It's
have to be
something.
afraid. Okay, so speaking of insects, okay, well, I know spiders different. Anyway, whatever. It's got 8 legs versus six. But so I was laying out, I think it was last week, and I've had sweat bees land on me, honeybees land on me, and I'm like, oh, I'm just being mistaken for a flower. I love that. And it tickles a little bit. Okay, so I had a brand new experience that I allowed to happen. I had a carpenter bee or a wood bee land on me. And they're pretty big.
Yeah,
They're
that's
pretty
significant.
big. And it's buzzing, and I'm like, oh, I'm just kind of singing to myself, going, oh, I'm gonna make, and I let it land on me. It was trying to land up here, and I'm like, no, no, no. If you could just go land around my feet, I can really work with that. And so it did, and it stayed on me for like 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I could feel it and tickled a little bit, but it wasn't causing me any harm or anything. And it just hung out with me for 30 minutes. And I'm
How
like,
cool is that?
wow, well, what a cool experience. But I had to allow it to happen. Now, I don't know if I'm ready for a wasp to do that. Anyone who
Right.
knows me. I've always had a pretty big fear of wasp. I've been known to do a wasp dance up and down the dock at the lake. And my friend Deborah, she got to witness that multiple times. So
Yeah, well,
David
that's my
too.
spider. I'm just like, I don't, I'm not a fan of spiders.
But I can say they can fly around me, and I do pretty well these days. I don't get up and just run for cover. But yeah, so still working through some of that. They don't mean us any harm, but they do have stingers and they can sting.
I've
So
been known to strip for a cicada and definitely a spider. So I'm just saying, I may
yeah,
be having all this spiritual growth, but I'm not past the spider yet.
right. And we've been taught to fear them so much. It's like they're gonna really hurt you.
Just, well, I don't like the jumping part. If you can walk slowly, but don't jump on me. So anyway, I'm sorry. Where were we?
That's okay. That's okay. Well, that spider is woven into your story now. So there we go.
Speaking of that and what we allow in connection with animals and insects, our anniversary was last week, our 8th anniversary, and we went on a horseback riding adventure here. We got to go to the beach, which is so beautiful. And my wife has been feeling a very strong connection to horses lately. We don't have a horse, we have not had a horse. She is feeling very led and drawn to horses. And so I thought this would be a great surprise for her for our anniversary. And it allowed her the opportunity to say, hey, if you need any volunteers, I would love to come and help. Right. So that's been really good. So we got there and she is a more experienced rider than I am. I haven't ridden since I was a child. And they were going to put me on a horse who was more calm and docile. And for whatever reason, they decided no, that not this horse today. So let's put her on the horse that Hope was going to have, whose name was Oreo. So Hope had gone up to the horse, right? And connected and tried to connect. And the horse was very clear that he was not interested in Hope and did not want any of her energy, like was just very clear about that. And so Hope was a little concerned about me getting on the horse, thinking it might be a little dangerous for me or rough for me. Well, the horse with me just nuzzled me and loved on me and just was very beautiful and very sweet, and the ride was beautiful. And later it was funny because she ended up telling me, she said, I felt the energy that I give off, that I recognize that I give off to other people who want to come and partake of my energy without my permission. She
Mm,
said the horse did the exact thing to me. And I thought, wow, how profound is that? And how profound that she made that connection.
yeah. Yeah, that horse was just being a mirror to her in that moment.
Really. And I just thought that was so beautiful. That whole experience was so beautiful. The ride was great. The experience was great. There were several little girls there who come there to take lessons, and we had the best. They threw a little anniversary party for us and had cake and lemonade, and it was just precious and made me miss my girl all that more. So I'm so excited to see her. But I just thought that was poignant and worth sharing.
Yes. Yes. And you're going to see your daughter soon.
Yes, yes. We are traveling next month back to the US to see people and to visit people, and I'm super excited about that. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, what else, Tammy? What else would you like to talk about today? You know
I feel
me, I can talk.
like, well, you keep talking. You're going to spark
Well,
something in me.
I mean, it's just, I love how when you were talking about the weave and how everything is woven together. I mean, this whole world, everything is connected. We just haven't been taught that. I mean, we've been taught, I mean, especially in organized school, school taught and pumped out good workers. I feel like, in a way, religion has, pumped out fear, a lot of fear around, especially heaven. You have to be this perfect person here. You have to be perfect to get to heaven. The comment, you're born a sinner, I don't believe in that at all. We're born basically blank slates in these little bodies that we have to learn how to even navigate. So, yes, we need programming for that for sure. We need programming as far as, how to feed ourselves, clothe ourselves, take care of ourselves. But do we need the programming of sitting in a chair for hours upon hours learning curriculum that's not really that important for our survival in this world? Or would it be more beneficial for our children to be an environment where, yes, okay, there's some schooling, there's some basic things that do need to be taught. Doesn't take the massive amount of time from what I'm hearing, people who homeschool their kids. It's a few hours to do that. And then they get to go play and they get to go burn off all that excess energy and they get to create and they get to get in the dirt and get to ride bikes and get to experience the world versus being under fluorescent lights all day that we're not meant to be. And so you go through that process, but it's training you to work that 8 to 5 job, 8 to 7, 8 to 12, whatever that looks like. I mean, it's just hurting us along, hurting us along. And then the people who go to college, yes, you're higher educated and, learning some, possibly some really good, important things to help the world. That there's that type of curriculum there. But for the most part, I mean, I don't know that I know many people working in like banking or accounting or a lot of these desk jobs that are truly happy with what they're doing. It's
Oh,
not their
absolutely.
calling. And I believe,
Absolutely.
Tammy, I believe all of us have our own little purpose here. We had our little plan we put together before coming here. And then, of course, we get here and we under the veil of forgetting. So we're not sure why we're here, what we're doing, and just kind of making our way through this world till finally something might open up inside of us and we might start hearing and then start just sitting and taking the time and letting go of what we don't have to hold because we don't have to hold those things. It doesn't have to define us. And granted, who I am in this moment today, I may end up being different tomorrow if something else is presented to me that resonates. It could take me down a whole nother path. I don't know, but today I'm just gonna, do my best to be present and love the people that are around me and give back in the best way that I can and be of service and open, connected.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I I've never homeschooled and I don't know much about the history of Montessori, but I experienced Montessori learning much the same way where kids get to learn by playing, by creating, by building. And I think that's so beautiful and allows them to tap into their personal strengths and their personal gifts. And I believe that each of us have that to offer. And like you said, it may not look like the 9 to 5 typical job where you collect a paycheck at the end of 2 weeks every week, you know. Sometimes our contributions are much more fluid than that, and they don't fit into what we consider to be the canned approach of college degrees and corporate careers and all of those things. Because we have needs that are above all of those things. And it's frustrating to me that capitalism, that money itself has become the structure upon which everything else is built. Because I think we leave so much on the table when we limit that. And it's really easy to see, especially from here, where money is really just not given as much importance. For example, if a business owner has a graduation or a family celebration to go to, they may close their shop for 2 weeks and they don't care. It's not you might be in there an hour before they close, before they go to this event. And, at closing time, they're closing. They're not staying open for you.
Right.
You've got to go. You need to pay and go. And for us, yeah. I mean, and what I don't think about is how much the importance of money permeates everything that we do. You know, um, for example, when we got here, we wanted to move into our rental 10 days early to accommodate the time difference between when we were supposed to meet. And we offered to pay them the daily rate of what we were going to be paying. And they didn't want that. They wanted the tourist rate. And we were like, but it's going to be vacant. We could move in and you could have this money. And they're like, no, we don't care. So it sat vacant for 10 days.
And they could have had something.
Right. And so that was a very swift and important lesson for us here, that relationships matter more than, money.
Yeah.
That people matter more than money. And that's just not the way that we are groomed and trained back home, to think about things like that. Whoever has the most money wins.
Hmm.
Whoever has the most expensive things win. And it's just not the way it is here. It's an adjustment, and I love it. I really, really love it. It's taken this long for my nervous system to finally reach a point where I am okay sleeping till 7 a.m. Do you know how long it's been in my lifetime since I've slept until 7 a.m. in the morning? And and even still, the least little thing can set me off. Hope and I were having a conversation a couple of days ago because for whatever reason, probably environmental with all the flares going and everything, but I was just anxious, easily triggered, um, reactive, weepy. I hate it when I'm weepy, and I fight it most of the time, and I'm just now learning to just let it flow. Just let it flow. And I get to remember that, I'm safe. My body is safe. My mind is safe, my heart is safe, my soul is safe, and I don't have to react. And that is foreign and amazing and ridiculous and incredible all at the same time.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place to be, Tammy. It really is. I mentioned earlier, and we don't have to react, and everything is happening for us. You mentioned you spoke to that, but it really is. And once we are present and mindful that we can see those things happening for us. And even, those times when I'm getting cut off, driving or what have you, I mean, it doesn't really have anything to do with me. It's whatever's going on with that other person, and I just need to let them go. We don't need to have an energy exchange. I'll
Right.
just hold on to mine. I don't need to spend it there. It's not really appropriate.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, they don't get that little piece of me. I'm going to hold on to it and use it in another way and use it in a
Absolutely.
positive, beautiful way. That's what I choose. So,
Absolutely. Well, I think we have covered our topic fully today, my friend. Is there
I think we
anything else you would like
did.
to discuss?
Well, I just want to make one other little comment about, what we read at the beginning. And it really hit for me about the left brain and the right brain, about how, we've got, the logic going on here, the creativity and what have you going on here. And we are trained from when we are young to stay in this side, stay over in this left brain side, and just focus on those details and just stay there. Um, but yet, you and I both are finding that when we have a balance of using both and, letting our heart lead, our heart is kind of leading is the way I would look at it, but also have the logic there. I mean, we have all of that. It's
Right.
there for a reason. We just don't have to stay in a reactive state. And it does take a little work to get there. It takes work, but it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it.
So
And
worth it.
more and more people are finding their way there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so too.
Yeah, people are done. I mean, people are over all the noise, the distractions, the pharmaceuticals, the fake food. People are ready to feel good
Yeah.
and take
Yes,
back their
like me,
power.
people are looking for joy, blissful ignorance again. Or maybe
Yeah,
not ignorance, but just bliss.
yes. And we can
People
choose
are looking,
that.
yeah, they're looking for their bliss. And it's beautiful to see so many people embracing it and stepping into it and trusting. Yeah,
Yeah, I love this world and I'm just so excited about our future. I don't care what they're saying on the news. I don't care any of that about that madness or everything that's been pumped to divide us. It just all I see now are loops and stories and actors is
yeah.
what I see. And it's not
I don't
real.
even
What's
look at it.
real? Yeah,
I
I mean,
just don't look at it.
I rarely look at it these days. David, I mean, he'll even have on like a golf tournament or something, and one of the commentators will make a weird comment. I'm like, back that up. Listen to what that says. And he's like, oh. I said, do you realize that's just a subliminal message telling you what to think? And it's just a golf commentator. It's
Yep.
everywhere. It's everywhere.
It is. It absolutely is. And fortunately for me, I've been so busy lately that I haven't been on social media. We don't watch the news anyway. But Hope
Yeah.
asked me something the other day and I was like, what are you talking about? And she goes, oh, this, and this happened. And I was like, oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's like, okay, what's in
I'm
front?
gonna
Oh,
go
yeah,
to
this
bed
looks
tonight and
great.
wake up tomorrow. So,
Yeah. And I mean, okay, so I'll end with this, Tammy. Okay, so uncovering that we are our soul. I mean, these are avatars, these are little meat suits. And yes, we've been made to think they need to look a certain way or what have you. Or, I mean, how fun would that be if we all looked the same? It would not be that fun to me. I love all the different people, the shapes, the sizes, the colors. I mean, we're all shades of brown, we're all beautiful. And so, oh my God, where was I going? You know how I do. I lose my train of thought sometimes when I start talking. But I mean, we're all meant to be here. We're all here. And I look forward to the day that people's nervous systems are, balanced and reset, and people are really moving through this world consciously and in a place of love and acceptance and holding space for others too, who are going through the process of awakening and who do need a safe space to go just to speak out, speak out their story. You don't have to hold it. We've all had experiences. But okay, now I remember. Okay, so we are all, I mean, we are eternal beings. Our
yeah.
soul is eternal. And so once you truly grasp that and know that you don't have to live in fear of what may be coming, because this is a
Right.
chapter. And regardless of when our time ends here, we're going to move on to the most appropriate, beautiful place we're supposed to go to next.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. I love that concept and I love the way that you phrased it. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. Yeah. So now I know we won't be here next week. You're traveling.
Yeah.
So we'll be back in a couple weeks.
Yeah, we could try though. I'm willing to do this from a plane if we can make it work. So we'll
Okay,
touch
well
base and see.
we'll
We could
see.
be
We'll see.
adventurous.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll check and see if it works for us. If not, then we'll be back in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love you, girl. I can't wait
I
to
love
hug
you,
you when we
Tammy.
come home too.
So excited. It's gonna be great to see you and Hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great rest of your day, and we will see you all, if not next week, then the following.
Yeah.
All right. Love you.
Love
Bye.
you too, Tammy. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.